What's going on, folks? We're here today at the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, talking about the theme Justice or Else and what that means to the people in their communities. So, let's check it out. What's your name?
Brock, B-R-O-C.
BROC?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Brock?
I'm from Delaware.
Why are you here today?
For the Million Man March.
Okay. Are you aware of the theme? Do you know what the theme is?
I don't think, no, not yet.
Huh?
No.
Justice or Else? You haven't heard of it?
No.
So why do you want to be here?
Huh?
Why do you want to be here?
Cause I don't know. I just wanted to come and support the community.
Okay, that's important. Thank you.
Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Making moves 4, 5, 600 different ways.
What's your name?
Narlene.
What brings you to Washington today?
No, actually, I live here
Okay, other than living here.
to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the Million Man March.
Oh, okay. Are you aware of the theme?
Yes, justice or else.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. I mean, because, well, justice or else. Well, that's the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is the messenger of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So he's telling you what thus said God. You know what I mean? Just like any other minister that preached the word of God. So, you know, it's hard in this country because we always talk about equal rights and all this other stuff for other countries and other nations, and even here we still don't have that, you know, and that's sad.
Okay, what does or else mean to you?
Well, see, people want to take it as a violent, or else means, I mean, well, it could mean a whole lot of things, but I really think what he's saying is that it's time for all the foolishness to stop. It's, you know what I mean? All this stuff with racism, classism, all this stuff, you know, it got to come to an end. I mean, because I don't think it's the will of God that anybody should be here and be in the United States and have to suffer. You know what I mean? Hunger. We have all this other stuff that we want to fight in other nations right here in this nation. So first you got to fix your own sick self before you can go out and try to help somebody else. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's absolutely right. Also, in closing, what do you have anything you want to put out there as far as any messages?
I think that people have a right to praise God the way that they want to praise them in this country, and it shouldn't be any problem with it. And that equal rights and justice for all, yeah, it's all right on paper and it's beautiful in a document, but until it's applied, it's just like it's meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning to it.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
What's your name?
Lakeisha Davis.
What brings you here today?
Just one of the mothers that's supporting the Justice or Else. My son was murdered by Clayton County Police June 27, 2012. His name is Travion Davis, and he was 13 years old. So I'm here just to show my support and, you know, gather with my black people and make something beautiful today.
What does justice or else mean to you?
It means that by any means necessary, we have to stop these police officers from killing our children.
Okay. So specifically on the or else, what do you think at least that means in the context of this?
I just think that the or else for us right now, and the way that the world is right now, is being educated and knowing how to take the steps to stop what's going on, because they're making it look like it's legal, but it's not. So we just have to have that intelligence, and we have to learn and teach each other so we can know how to fight it.
Okay. What is your message? What message would you like to put out into the community?
Keep standing and keep walking and pay attention to what needs to be paid attention to, and stop letting things fall through the crack.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What's your name, bro?
My name's Jahad Nasir Islam.
What brings you here today?
What brings me here is the condition of the people and the injustice going on around the world. And so we here supporting it and, looking forward for some sort of justice for the people.
All right. How do you feel about the theme, Justice or Else?
The theme, justice or else, I personally don't feel any kind of way because the else can be anything. For us that, have religious backgrounds, we know and understand that the justice or the else can mean that the Almighty has our back. So we believe that, us requesting justice or else, that request by all of us uniting and sending that prayer out to the Most High, that He will answer us in some way.
Okay, so the or else on, like our level, what do you think or else, what is or else to you? Like, what are you working on as far as the or else is concerned?
Well, a lot of people, have some differences about the or else, but like I said, the or else, can mean numerous of things. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to use force, but rather that we are depending on the Most High to bring forth some form of justice for the human family.
All right, thanks. Also, what is a message that you would like to put out to the community?
Well, I would say, unity is what's going to bring us together. Unity is what's going to actually bring this justice for us as a people. Division will not bring that because we are divided.
Okay. And can I ask you about the Vanguard? What does that signify?
Indeed. Well, the Vanguard is a movement located in Springfield, Massachusetts, that was birthed due to all the violence that was going on in my community. And so we gather men, women, and children to come together and step into the front lines and be an example to the community so we can minimize the violence in our community.
All right, thank you very much, bro.
Indeed. Peace.
For your work and for the interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take it easy. Okay, we're joined here with
Monet.
and
Erica,
you two are from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
It's real in Cleveland.
Yes. Very.
Okay. So,
Very
Justice or Else, what do you think about Justice or Else?
I think it's a very provocative title, but I think the ultimate goal here is to really give self-sufficiency to the Black community.
And you?
I think that it will help us bond together and grow together, stand together as one, and show the world that it's either justice or it's else, or we're gonna fight for what we believe in.
What does or else mean to you, specifically the or else?
Just standing up, not backing down, not giving up, continuing to fight for what we believe in.
Yeah, I think or else maybe desegregation, actually supporting Black-owned only, so that the Black dollar will continue to rotate within our community and actually give some economic benefit instead of, patronizing different businesses that may not necessarily be beneficial to us. So just really stepping back from that, I guess, Americanized unification.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have you done or do you plan on doing for Black people?
I'm really interested in building private schools in the community, like really taking our kids out of the public school system now, because it's literally like a high school to prison program that they're really in. And so, just really educating our own. So I'm really interested in that. And I'm actually in finance, so really teaching our kids and everyone else financial literacy.
I would say to definitely rebuild the Black communities as far as the structure wise. As a designer, I hate to see that our neighborhoods look the way that they do, when if we come together we can definitely rebuild and make our homes more livable, more affordable, proud to be in, make our neighborhoods very, very proud to represent our neighborhoods. So that's my goal as a designer.
Okay, any messages for the community?
Stick together. Black men, stick together. Let's kill the violence and killing each other. That's what they want us to do. We need to hold each other down and be for one and not just independently.
I would say just desensitize yourselves to what you've seen, what you've heard, just completely reprogram.
Thank you very much. Okay, Kimberly, what brings you to DC today?
So I live in DC, but what brings me into the city today is to be a part of a monumental event that we hope will really revolutionize what's going on in the Black community.
Which event is this?
Well, it's the Million Men March, the 20th anniversary of the original Million Men March.
Okay, are you aware of the theme?
Justice or else.
What does justice or else mean to you?
So justice or else means that we're either going to get justice or we're going to have a fallback plan. And that's the piece that we're working on right now, is having a fallback plan that includes our own institutions, that includes liberation, that includes total independence, that includes us being able to determine for ourselves a course of action and how to deal with injustice and just destitution in our community.
Okay, so what do you do? What is your work in the community?
So my work in the community is I'm actually an autism researcher and trainer. I work with autistic children across different backgrounds and developmental delays.
Okay, what would you say is, what have you done for Black people?
So
or what
every
are you trying to
first
do?
Sunday we have a Feed the Hood. Every Saturday we have a Saturday school where we work with youth in the community. I do a lot for the Black community. Every day when I make a decision about how I'm going to spend my money, where I'm going to spend my money, how much I'm going to spend, I'm doing something for the Black community. When I make an effort to make sure that my dollar circulates within Black businesses more than once, I'm doing something for the Black community.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was a little intense.
It's all right. I'm intense. It's okay, I forgive you.
What message would you like to send out to the people?
The message that I would like to send out to the people is that this isn't it. This isn't a one-day thing. This is the beginning of a total way of life for us, that we're going to continue to demand justice. We're going to continue to put things in place where we cannot be ignored. This habit of ignoring Black people's and the atrocities that go on in their communities is done. We can't allow that to continue.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, and we're back with Price. All right, how you doing? What brings you here today?
Coming to support Minister Farrakhan, coming to support the march. Was here 20 years ago, so it's an honor to be back again.
All right, what do you think of the theme, Justice or Else?
I think it's an appropriate theme when you think about all of the things that are going on, particularly with police brutality, particularly with the condition of the African American community. Justice or Else seemed like an appropriate theme for this march.
Okay, so to you specifically, what is the or else?
To me specifically, the or else is the idea that all other alternatives have been exhausted. So if all other alternatives have been exhausted, you got to the point where it's or else.
Okay.
So that's what I believe that or else means. So that's what it means to me.
Okay. Some people were, some brothers and sisters were turned off by the idea that it was being put together by Farrakhan. How do you feel about that?
I've heard Minister Farrakhan speak many times, and he said if the message comes through him, it doesn't matter who the message comes through. It's just that the message is important. So I think that that's what people should focus on, not exactly who the message comes through, but the message itself. So if you're not a supporter of Minister Farrakhan, you're not a supporter of the nation, you still can be a supporter of the message.
Okay. What do you feel like you have done, or what do you hope to do for the community?
What I have done for the community is I mentor. I'm a professor at California State University, so I'm also a mentor young individuals within the community. So that's what I feel that I personally do. But then just being a part of this, just being a part of this march, being a supporter of this march, being here a part of the community, I feel like that's what I do.
Okay. And any message you want to put out into the community?
Just everybody that's here, it's just a beautiful march. It's a beautiful experience. Everybody should support it, and not only support it, but support the work that should be done afterwards. So whatever you hear these individual speakers ask us to do, I think we should all support it.
Okay. Where are you from again?
I'm from California.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Names.
Kriana Kemp, Taranika Collier, Tatiana Evans.
What brings you here today?
The Million Man March, and like everything that it stands for, and like what I've heard about it, I could not be here and live through this experience.
And you?
Also here for the march because this march stands for Black unity and the Black mindset and everything that has to do with uplifting the Black community.
I'm here to make a change, to take action, to actually do something about the issues in our country, and to change the nation for Black people and minorities.
All right. How do you feel about the or else portion?
I think it's the most important part that we've gone through this struggle waiting for someone to or something to happen to make some changes, and there's no other option for them to give it to us. We can't give them options because they're not going to give it to us. We have to take it from them.
Okay. And you?
I think the or else portion is what catches their attention, because for far too long we've been pushed to the side, or our endeavors have not been recognized. So I think that when we say or else, they know that we mean business, and there's no other option for them to even recognize us as human, or there will be consequences.
Yeah, basically it's the last call. Like, we're not playing anymore. Like, we can't just stand aside anymore. This is it. Like, we've tried for so long to just do like peaceful things, but now it's like or else. This is it. Like, there's no other option.
And where are you from?
We're all from, well, we go to Arizona State University, but we're all from like different places.
Okay. And you have Black Women's Lives Matter.
Yes.
What does that signify to you?
That Black women's lives matter. I'm a Black woman, and it means everything to me. It is my being. It is the mindset that I have. It means that I want equality, and I want all Black women to be able to express and be themselves and love their Blackness and know that they are important. They always have been important, and they always will be important.
Okay. Any final messages you want to send out to the folks? No? You're good? And you?
Don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution.
That's a good one. And you?
Know the truth, get educated, don't be ignorant.
All right. Thank all of you.
Thank you.
How you doing, bro? What's your name?
My name is Brian Carter.
Okay. What brings you here today?
I'm actually out here to cover for my publications called Main Course, Steve Brown Arts and Entertainment in Philadelphia. But to really more so get an understanding of my personal experiences and how they translate today, and really articulate that to our audience.
Okay. What does justice or else mean to you?
Justice or else means that either I'm going to get what I rightfully deserve, or I'm going to take the means into my own hands. Doesn't mean that I'm going to jeopardize my morals and my integrity to get there either, though.
Okay, the or else specifically, how does that translate?
For me, having a more strategic plan, having more refined details of how we're going to get there, and actually create an effective movement. You know what I mean? You don't want to just be another cat just sitting around talking and whatnot. You want to actually be somebody that constructs the things, the systems that we need to propel people forward.
What are you, or what do you hope to do for your community?
I hope to create scholarship opportunities for young people through gaming, and also construct a school within the next 5 years. That's my game plan. I would like to let people know that you can do anything you want to, and it's all about learning how you learn. And that's not something that we're really picking up in education, you dig? You know what I mean? Like, we got to really find a way that we interpret information. We got to find our schema. And without that, we're going to be lost. So we got to create these systems. We got to sacrifice. We got to do what we got to do for the betterment of our people.
Okay. So do you want to plug your thing?
Yeah, you can check me out at B_RA215, my magazine, at Main Course PHL. That's our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and our website, www.maincoursePHL.com.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
We are here with
Brittany, Madison, Ariel, Taylor, Jackie.
And you ladies are from?
We're from St. Louis, Missouri.
All of you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where Nellie's from, right?
Sorry?
No, that's where Nellie's from?
Yeah.
Okay. So what brings you here today?
We're affiliated with Webster University's Association for African American Collegians at our school, and we heard about this through MCISA, which is our multicultural association. And we're out here for, fighting for justice, and we believe in standing up, and, we're from St. Louis, so we've firsthand experienced the whole Mike Brown situation, and that was a big thing for St. Louis. So we did a lot of protesting down there, and it's time to continue to make our voices be heard.
Okay, justice for us, what does that mean?
Justice or else? It's just like time to stop accepting for them to continue to do something that's been done for so many years. It's justice or else that we'll just stop cooperating, you know what I mean? So, we deserve equal rights as everyone else. It's equalism out here, so.
I agree with what she said. I agree.
All right. The or else specifically.
Or else?
What is your or else?
I don't know. I feel like it can be. I feel like when some people like or else, it sounds violent or it sounds like negative, but I don't think. I just think it's just basically they're saying just the time is now. There's no other option. Or else. It's just we won't stop. There's no stopping. Basically, pretty much or else there is no like really like or else. It's just like there's no stopping this movement. It's continuing. It's never ending until we get justice. Yeah.
Okay, so what have you done, or what do you plan to do for the Black community?
I mean, just like last week or so, we went down to Ashland Elementary for our volunteer service project, and that is like an urban city school. Yeah, it's a youth city school, and most of those kids come from like low income, one family homes, or one parent homes. So we went down there, we mentor to the kids, we keep them motivated about going to college because no one's keeping them on that path. No one's telling them that's an option for them. So we go down there as a career day, and we had each booth set up for our majors, telling them why it's an option for them, telling that it's a successful business that you can do for yourself. And just so right now we're just making sure that the generations upcoming are having the same spirit that we have. We don't want that legacy to stop. It's going to be continuous.
What's your major?
My major? I double major in English creative writing and media communications.
Video production and film production.
Advertising and marketing communications.
Forensic accounting.
Forensic accounting? All right. Okay. Any messages you want to project out into the community?
Don't stop. Stay together. Yeah, keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Keep fighting.
Just, through the adversity, you can still shine through it all.
Start now so our kids can have it.
Do it for the kids.
Yeah. Always for the kids. Always for the kids.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Twitter at It's Porter. I'll be lit. It's lit.
Wait. Huh?
It's lit. At It's Porter.
Uh-huh. All right.
I mean, my Instagram and my Twitter are the same. It's _ Britt Madison. It's BRITTMADISON. But I have a radio show on Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. It's called Let's Talk About Pop, but we talk about a lot of things. We talk about things that are going on campus, things that are going around, just in the city and the nation in general. So on Tuesday nights, it's thegalaxyradio.com. It's from 8 to 10 p.m., and that's on Central Time Zone. So for people around this area, it'll be 9 to 11.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
We're here with...
My name's Dominique Knight.
And my name's Tosin Oduwale.
What brings you here today?
Who isn't here today? I'm here to hear the minister speak. He's always been known for having words of wisdom, so I just want to hear him speak, and I'm here for the movement support.
I'm here just to see, Black people come together and want to see some change. Everybody here is feeling a certain way because of what's been going on in the news lately, and we just want to come and take part of people just want to make change and see things progressively get better.
How do you feel about justice or else?
I think it's time to have that type of aggressive stance because, the peaceful holding up your hands and the rallies, that really has been working. So we have to come from a position of power now and show people that it's justice or else. It's not we're going to wait for you to give it to us. It's either it's going to happen or we're going to take it.
Same question.
I was just listening to this.
What does justice or else mean to you?
Justice or else.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? Justice or else. It's a battle cry, I think. Justice or else. Because, like Tosin said, we've been nice for the last dozen years. Like, we've been nice. And when we come together like this, we show that we mean business. So the more people that show up, the more people. It's just not a like on Facebook, or it's not a double tap on the gram. This is the real thing. This is you actually making a stance to come out and support and make a difference.
Okay, what is or else to you?
Or else means by any means possible, by any means necessary. Like if I need to come at your neck because you won't respect me and my family, then that's what's gonna happen. If I have to defend my household because you won't do it for me, then that's what's gonna happen. If I have to protect my brother because you see him as a black man, but I see him as my brother, and you wanna come at him wrong, no, this is my brother. I'm gonna fight for him.
What about you, bro?
Also, I think, all peace comes out of revolution. Peace doesn't come by being peaceful per se. Peace has to be fought for. When you think of all the countries that got their independence, what did they have to do? They had to revolt, or they had to throw a coup, or they had to take over. There has to be an aggressive action to bring about peace. So I just think that's the direction it's going, and that's where they have to go.
Okay. Why is it important to be here to you two?
It's important for us to be here as black people to show that we're not as divided as they think we are, because there's not as many black people in a small concentrated area for us to be like, well, we want to make a difference for the rest of the country. So when all the small groups of black people come together, it's like, oh, they may want to step back a second, because they really mean business. So I'm here to represent that we mean business.
Okay. Is there any mess? What are you / what will you be doing for your community in the future?
For my community in the future, well, I am a part of an organization. I'm an Iota Sweetheart. Tosin is part of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. So all we do is community service. What we do is we go and we feed the homeless, we give them clothes, we pack up food pantries, so on and so forth. But I feel like now that we've had this, I believe that we can bring this home. Like everyone can bring this message back to their community. So what I plan to do is bring this message back to my community, my people, my family, my friends, everyone, and give them the feeling that I get from being here.
Okay, what message would you like to put out to your community?
Likes and double taps only go so far. It's not until you actually step out of your house and get together with another black person or another just person in general to actually make a difference. You can think a wall is blue or it's purple or you want it to be black, but if the wall's still white, it's just always going to be white until you do something about it.
And I'll just say that, not everything in life is given to you. Some things you have to take. So I just think that's really all I have to say.
Thank you. We're here today with
Nathaniel Collins.
All right, what brings you today, bro?
What brings me here today is to be representative of the black community in Washington, because that's what they asked for. And also to represent my school, Morgan State University, shout out to Bears. Also represent really myself, because what are you about? You have to ask yourself, what are you really about? Are you a sit down and nonchalant, complacent type of dude, or you are somebody that goes out and gets it? And I feel like you gotta either if you put up or shut up, man. Like if you show up, you show up. If you don't, it shows me what you really care about, bro. It's supposed to be. What's the black population in Maryland, D.C., Virginia? Should be at least half of those people here today, because I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody that's African American or of African American descent has been discriminated upon in this area at least one time. Either they saw it directly or they've been affected by it. So that's why I'm out here.
What does the or else mean to you?
Really, that's another reason why I came out here. Cause what does or else mean? Like, I mean, is it peace? Is it violence? I don't know. Like I'm not down with the wave. I'm not following what I see a whole crowd do, because at the end of the day, only 144,000 gonna make it home. That's what Common said. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not about to just come out here and wild out. That's not what I'm about. I like I said, I go to Morgan State. I was out there during the riots, and all those people got locked up pretty much for the most part. I went out there, did some reporting for my school. Morgan State. Shout out new communications building. Was out there, doing a little bit of reporting. People don't even know that building caught on fire again, but them just out here, out here.
Why were those things happening over there near Morgan State? Can you elaborate a little bit?
I mean, nothing really. And another thing, don't always believe what the media tells you, because the media will lead you to believe that all of Baltimore was on fire. That's not the case. I'm not gonna say it was an isolated incident, because there were copycat people. But that happens with anything, mass shooting, whatever. The closest thing that happened to Morgan was somebody ran into a Foot Locker. That's not really looting. That's just stealing to me. That's not looting. So the incident really isolated between North Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay. So what have you done, or are you going to do moving forward for the black community?
for the black community, really, it's all about uplifting the youth, because if you don't uplift the youth, the future is very, very, very dim. If you look at where my generation, I'm 23, born in 92. You see where my generation's at right now. Most of them out of wedlock, having children, you know, not going to school, giving up on being leaders in the community. What we really need to do is focus on being leaders in the community, because at the end of the day, your income base, what you get income-wise, is going to determine what type of power you have in your community. Like, if you don't go out here and get an education, you're not going to put yourself in a position to be able to be in control of what happens in your community. You'll just sit there and you'll take whatever the community says you deserve to get, instead of saying what you deserve to get. You had to go out and get yours, period.
All right, so talking about you being in college, what's your major? What you working on right now?
My major is television integrated media. Right now, I'm out here just getting some audio, just for a class. I'm not working on anything right now. You know, I'm working full-time currently, but I actually switched to part-time this semester. I just bought a new camera, Blackmagic, but I need to get a lens adapter and all that. It's hard out here. It's very expensive, man.
Yes, it is.
This man right here worked hard to get it. I'm telling y'all, he worked hard to get it.
Yes, we do.
It's not easy to be in television. The classes, it may be easy, but to get the hardware, to be able to stand in front of this camera and speak clearly and project your questions out and get somebody to understand your questions is hard. So respect this man right here. My major's television integrated media, and I know what he's doing right now. What was your major coming to college? You majored in this in college?
Nah, we just figured it out.
Yeah, what's his multi-platform production or photo, television, videography, television integrated media, because you're gonna put it online, right? Yeah, the integrated media aspect of the situation. You know, potentially go to law school, study, maybe work for the FCC or something. Who knows, man? Maybe just not even step into business, just get a degree, go into business or something like that. You never know. Do everything. You need more than one source of income at the end of the day. So, major is just a footstep in the door of being a leader in the community, really, to getting a degree.
Any message you want to put out there for your community?
For my community, the message I would have to give to the community is do your own thing, because if you do what everybody else is doing, you're just going to be like everybody else. And everybody else is not making it, and everybody else is not part of the elite. So make sure you just be elite, man. Simple as that, just be elite. If you're not elite, you're not making it. You're not.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So what's your name?
Michelle Green.
And yours?
Tasha Russell.
Where are y'all from?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. as well.
Okay, are you college students or something?
I just graduated from VCU, so.
For what?
For broadcast journalism.
I graduated also from VCU a few years ago, but right now I'm a graduate student here studying to obtain my master's in public administration.
Okay, so what brings you to Washington, this place today?
Basically, me and Tosh, we were talking. It's just everything that's been happening this year. I just feel like, history is really repeating itself. From all the deaths and, the violence, and even to like the good things of like, I just wanted to see everyone unite and come together and just be there for each other. Like, this is amazing. Like, just walking here from the station, you see people of different races, people of different cultures just coming together, helping each other out, just all here for one good cause. So, yeah.
Also, I think that I'm here because I like to see us all together to hopefully that we can promote unity and justice amongst us as a community, but also on the legislative side. We're here right in front of the Capitol where a lot of policies and a lot of laws are made. So hopefully today can be historical and we can actually get a lot of policy and legislation change, and a lot of representatives and a lot of senators that can actually hear us and hear what we need, hear the laws that we need to be pushed in order for us to actually, we need justice, because so much is going on, it's repetitive. This is happening the same in the 1960s and it's now 2015. So we need steady legislation, and this is why I'm here today.
All right, what does the or else mean if there is no justice? What does the or else mean to you?
We keep fighting. We keep fighting for these laws to get passed, because we're here in the U.S. The Constitution is the law of the land. The Constitution is supposed to protect us as United States citizens. So, or else means we keep fighting. We keep coming here to push for policy. We keep coming here to push for laws to be passed. We keep coming here to push for voting rights. We keep coming here so that we can push for voting rights and maintain our voting rights, and also overturn those in which have been overturn the rights that have been taken away from us. We're here to restore those, so we're going to keep fighting.
All right, and you?
I would say just about the same thing. Like, or else means keep pushing, keep going hard. Like, you're not going to get rid of us. We're here, and I feel like this march today is just letting everyone know we're here. We're not going anywhere, so we have to figure something out to work things out, even if it's in policies or anything else. Like, we're here, we're fighting, and we're going to get through it.
What have you done / will you do for your community?
Well, we're members of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated, so we do a lot of community service events. Like, I help with the youth as far as like mentoring. I'm a part of the College Bound program. That's the program that like has helped me get to where I am today. And so we definitely, just go out in the community, and it's just a lot just bringing up people, because I come from a low income background. So just being there for someone who came from the same ground you are and helping them, pulling them up. So it's just mentoring, and I feel like that's the best thing you can do. There's nothing like having someone right there by your side, that understands your struggle, not just, reading it from a book, but has been there where you are and pulling you up to where they are and better. So, yeah.
Same here, on the same caliber. I'm also really big on voting rights, so I do a lot of voter registration, voter education. I do think, especially here in DC, we do have a lot of citizens, a lot of residents who aren't familiar with us not just having statehood. Congress has to control our budget, so just educating them on that aspect, but also getting residents registered to vote, or even if they're not familiar with restoring their rights. If they have misdemeanors, a lot of them don't know that they can still vote. So just getting people registered if they've completed their sentences, and whether or not they have felonies or not, getting them registered to vote. So I'm very active in that area in my community.
Okay, any message you want to send out to the community?
Just to get involved. Always fight for what you want. You don't have to take the violent route, but at the same time you have to be aggressive in your passions, and I think that's the best thing, like not letting go of what you deserve, and staying to that and sticking to that.
For me, I would say be proactive, don't be reactive, don't wait until something happens in your community. If you go into another community that's maybe different from yours, I'm here from DC, so I've seen everything. Just go to a community and just talk to somebody, because at the end of the day, they just need somebody to talk to. There may be resources, but they're not familiar with those resources. So just having you there and you teaching them or telling them what resources are there, and even just taking their hand and guiding them to those resources, that's very instrumental to them. So just really just stopping and talking to somebody, educate them, guide them on the right path, and just be proactive instead of reactive. So.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Brother Antonio Cope.
Where you from?
Miami, Florida.
What brings you here today?
Well, I came here to try to get some enlightenment on how I can have a better understanding how to wake the people up where I'm from, as far as with unity, to bring some religions together, to bring some different organizations that's supposed to lift up melanated people together. It's too much separation, but also I came to try to get my answer to the OL's part. I represent the young people in the activist community and the young people just in general worldwide. And I know we at the stage, where we're starting to abandon religion. And soon we're going to start to abandon our parents, because everything that they're telling us leading us to a dead end. We can get the education, we can get the degrees that they require us, we can follow the laws that they tell us to do, get the license that they tell us to. For some reason, we still end up shot and dead. So that's my reason why I came here, to hear the OL's part. To me, it's a two-way street. Or else can mean an eye for an eye, or give me back what's stolen from me. Then I consider it your debt paid in full. What I mean by what's stolen from me, give us back our land, give us our money, give us our reparation, give us our religion, give us our names, our culture. Allow us to do what we want to do without y'all governing us. I find it very amazing that, they tell us to get licensed. We need a license for a job. We need a license for a business. We need a license for all this kind of stuff. But I always question, where was George Washington license for all these things? Or where was Christopher Columbus license? The first person who had a car, where was his license? So why enforce it on us? And mainly we the only ones who suffer from it. If you look at it, you'll find out that most black people suffering from the criminalization of laws that's created. I don't think laws is created to be neutral towards black, white, Moors, Native Indians. I think it only targets those that's not of European descendants.
Okay, so what have you done and what do you plan to do for black people?
Well, back home, I'm actually I'm a community activist in Miami, Florida. I'm known as Brother Bowtie. I'm also a Grandmaster, most Earth United Grand Lodge of Florida, United States of America. I am also the youngest Grandmaster ever in the history of Masonry. But besides that, back home, I have a movement that I help out with the Guns Down, Bikes Up. We ride miles and miles a day. Once a month we pick where we gonna ride, and we just do one big mileage ride to promote Guns Down, Bikes Up. I'm also past single father, but right now I have joint custody with my kid's mother. But I'm actually trying to get the first single father shelter built in Miami, well, in the state of Florida, point blank, because there's not none in the state of Florida. So that's what I'm doing. I also work with the Dream Defenders. I'm good friends with the co-founder of the Dream Defenders, Dr. Yumi. I'm good with the Roots Collective at Miami that promotes culture of all different black cultures, whether it's Haiti, Jamaica, Bahamian, Africa, and the different countries in Africa, including the Virgin Islands. I work with them quite well. I have my own nonprofit organization called Tie and Ties, where I teach advocacies and young men how to dress for free. I drive through every month. I just pick one municipality of underprivileged kids, and I choose to give out 50 to 100 bow ties. That's what I do, which is all handmade, But I do plenty of other stuff. The list go on. Argue with commissioners and stuff like that. Yeah, my website, www.acog.com. That's my website for my clothing line. ACOGG.com. You can go to rootscollective.biz, which is another organization that I work with, or you go to Dream Defenders. On Facebook, my name is Noble Antonio Cope Bay, B-E-Y. I'm also a member of the Solution Team, and I'm also one of the co-founders of the Solution Team. The Solution Team is a whole bunch of young activists where we get into the politics and we attack them in an angle where they don't expect us to attack them. So pretty much we have a commissioner that's screwing over the people or stealing the money from the people. We pretty much go to the city hall and let them know what they did, and then we turn on them and we give the public or the people in the community the commissioner address, phone number, sometimes social security numbers and stuff like that. So that's what the Solution Team do. We attack them the same way that they attack us, because they use our social security number and they use our stuff to screw our communities over. So. Yeah, man, to the youth, I want you guys to know that y'all artillery, mentally and physically. What I mean by that, every war is not fought physically. I know a lot of times when we hear the word war, we think it involves guns, fighting, and stuff like that. But this war right here is going to involve everything. And within our youth, and I'm talking about everybody from like 35 on under, we the war. We the ones who got to attack these people, go to these cities hall, destroy them mentally. We got to wake our people up mentally, the ones that is asleep, because some of us walk around and still sleep. And we also got to prepare ourselves for a war that is a physical war, but we need both. We need your yin and yang. So that's all I want to say. And encourage the fathers, the young brothers, to take your proper place in society.
Islam, Brother Supreme.
Okay, what brings you out here today?
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan brought us out here today.
Okay, what does justice or else mean to you?
Interesting question. I've actually made an issue about that term justice. And you asked the question, what does justice mean to me? And that's kind of what I've been asking. what is justice? And I've been saying that we need to, if we're going to call for justice, we need to collectively recognize what justice is. I've come up on some of the marches after Eric Garner and Mike Brown situations, and they yelling, "No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace." And I ask people, what is justice? And usually the answer we get is something like, well, we need to be able to walk down the street without being harassed and stop and frisk. We need to be able to live freely and not get shot and not get, and that's not justice. Like we've been put in such a terrible situation that basic rights, basic fundamental rights to walk and live without being accosted are, like, we consider that some sort of achievement, an accomplishment, as justice. No, that's the fuck we're supposed to have automatically. What is justice? If we're gonna march for justice, if we're gonna demand justice, what's justice? Justice is balance. Justice is balance.
So in context of the theme, what do you feel is the or else?
In my opinion, I don't see an or else. Because the idea is we're coming for justice. Where our objective is justice. So there's no or else. I'm not seeing a vision of there not being justice. It's impossible for justice not to be served. That's a universal law. And like I said, what is justice? Justice is balance. Justice is an equal opposite reaction to something that's happened. Somebody gets shot, somebody died, like, justice is balance. But even at this point, with all the injustices that we have had happen, the balance to it is not to react in like manner. It's no violent rhetoric. That's crazy. There's no black bullet factories. We're not going to win that war quite like that. I mean, violence is an answer when approached with violence. You have to defend yourself. But the justice that we can bring to them, to the enemy, is take the money. Take the money. Stop spending time and effort and energy into the economy. Quit the jobs. If one person quit their job, they gonna be fucked up. They're not gonna have no money. But if everybody collectively quit their jobs, everybody would be rich. Because everybody would begin to, again, work with each other and get the true value of their money, of the value that comes out of their heart and their expenditure of energy, not being filtered through the Federal Reserve. So, speak as much as I can and help children understand who they are, who we are. I mean, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, so I have fun, I play with that, I make clothes. But I mean, what we're all obligated to do is learn what we can and enlighten who we can with it. Well, the most important thing that we need to deal with is, who are we? If we are coming collectively together for justice, who are we? That's the one thing we've never established. That's why Japanese people have gotten reparations from the government. That's why Jewish people have gotten reparations from the government. Because they came to them as an organized nation, honoring their foremothers and forefathers, with a flag, with national principles, with a constitution. The freed slaves in America for the last 400 or 500 years are the one group of people in the entire world that don't know who they are, that have no kind of collective identity. The collective identity that we have, we call ourselves black. But who's black? What does black mean? I challenge anybody to say, I am black, and define that and make sense. Brother, this is black. This doesn't match. Now, Khaled told us that black means color, culture, consciousness, and a corresponding cosmic connection. There is an essence of black. There's a dark matter of the universe that we are from. Now we are that. But until we break the psychological and mental chains of agreeing to, thinking that we are black as a self-national identification, nothing will work. Black means death. White means purity. White means God. White means ruler of the land in their language. And a lot of times we would try to say that, okay, well, we can redefine and we can say what it means, but that's bullshit. If we're going to use, if all we know is this language and we're speaking every other word in the language and we're going to use one word and say, hey, it doesn't mean what the entire etymological breakdown of it means, it doesn't mean what it means in law. Yes, it does. When we're in this land, it means that. When we identify as being black, it means that. When we call them white, we give them power. They're not white. They're not white. White and black is a race, is a construct. It's a caste system that was recently created to hide people's true national identity and origins. So to really make any of this work, we have to come as a collective national identity. And some people would say we're Moors. Some would say we're all Hebrew Israelites. Some, like we have all of these labels. However, at this point, we've all gone through so much that those nations, we've all gotten so mixed and amalgamated amongst each other that this is a new independent nation that we are forming that is composed of all of it. So Black Lives Matter, I can't stand hearing that phrase because it's an oxymoron. Black means death. Black Lives Matter, we're not accomplishing nothing. Who gives us these slogans? They infiltrate our so-called revolutionary organizations and give us these slogans. Who is the idiot that made us start saying, I can't breathe? Recognize the power of the spoken word. If we saying, I can't breathe, we're suffocating ourselves. Who gave us that phrase and made that a slogan for the movement? I heard Eric Garner say, this stops today. We didn't make that the slogan for the movement. That's the slogan that he gave out the cry. This stops today. But they come and they infiltrate our movements and they give us phrases like, I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. Who's Black Lives Matter? Not no folks that are part of anything revolutionary or progressive that our community needs for healing. This stops today. So who are we? The main thing, who are we? We need to recognize and do the knowledge, do the history, know our collective national identification. Don't believe that bullshit about we only came here 400 years ago on some slave ships. That was a trick. That was the biggest trick in the world. That is the biggest secret in the world. That was to hide and fool the people and hide their nationality. That was to make people not know that you're on your own land. Yes, Africans came here in boats, but thousands of years ago on their own. We've been traveling this world for thousands of years. Coming over here in slave ships is a fucking lie. Straight up, it's a lie. It happened, but it was vastly exaggerated. It was vastly exaggerated, and the reason it was exaggerated, the reason why that story is pushed so much, because they used that as an excuse to kidnap indigenous people on the land, because they were the same people. They were the same people. They got us thinking that the original inhabitants of America came across through Asia, through China, through the Bering Strait and down. Like that's after. That's after. So-called black people, indigenous people, dark-skinned people, darker than all of us here, occupied this territory. That's the thing that they're trying to hide from us with the slave ship story. And by calling black, Negro, colored, African American, these are labels given by the slave master. Until we come together with a collective identity, trace our roots to the past, then none of it's going to work. When we call ourselves black, we are agreeing to be in that death construct. When we write our names and say I'm Smith, we're agreeing, we're making a contract. Every single time you write your name and say I'm John Smith, you're saying I am the property of the Smith family and their associates. to do with me as they please. That's why when the police shoot somebody and they don't get charged for it, we get upset thinking that it's corruption and injustice. That's not the case. They did not commit a crime. When they shot that black boy, they did not commit a crime. They understand that, but they don't tell us that. They did not commit a crime because of that black boy's status, because of the agreements and the contracts that they made in law. They agreed to be property. So to make any of this work, we have to know who we are and come to them as a collective nation, not black people.
As far as your music or your art, do you have like a website or anything that you want to promote before we go?
NTR Clothing. I make these, I make some other things, but yeah, it's a lot of Kemetic and Egyptian designs.
NTR?
NTR, like Natur.
Okay.
NTR Clothing. And yeah, DJ Supreme. I'm getting a new website, so that's not up, but DJ Supreme on YouTube, wherever.
All right, thank you very much, bro.
So, thank you, brother.
And again, where are you from?
The center of the universe, same place we're all from.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm joined here today with
Emmanuel,
Layla, Jamia.
And where are y'all from?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, are you from Washington? Okay, what brings you here today?
As an elder person, I was here for the first Million Man's March and just trying to gather the progress as us as a black nation. Over 20 years ago, it was great, it did some things, but we have to see where is this going to take us. And as black people, we have to really listen and come together as a people, or none of this will matter.
And you?
Well, I was born when this when it first came out, the first Million Man March. I just wanted to be out here to support. My grandfather was a historian, so I'm out here for him also, and it's just a wonderful cause.
Okay, and how do you feel?
I'm really out here just to support a cause that is just bigger than just me, myself, but that involves my entire community and my race of people. I think that it's really beautiful that we all have the opportunity to come together for something positive versus something negative.
Okay, are all of you related? Oh, hey, best friend. All right, so what does the or else mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means to me that as a race, we are willing to make a change. We do have laws that's prohibiting us to go where we need to go and be the people of race that we need to be. But I believe if we just keep coming together and standing in a unified force, that we can do that. And we have to get out and vote. And you just gotta remember what the cause is for, and don't get into yourself and say it's not working for me. We've been oppressed for so many years. because change is in the atmosphere, but we the people that have to change it. You can't change it by sitting down and I'm waiting for my daughter and her friend to change it. It got to start with everybody. Everybody got to be held accountable. And us as a race, sometimes we don't want to be held accountable. We want the next man to do it, and that got to change, or woman. But that has to change. Thank you.
All right, cool. How about
Or
you?
else to me means more of an aggression. It just means like if you can't do it right the first time, then we got something for you the second time. And it just makes people, okay, we have another plan for them. So or else it's just like more of an aggression thing to do.
Yeah, the or else definitely signifies us taking the initiative to make change. It's really saying justice or else. We're going to start taking initiative to do things, laws, policies that will protect the lives of African Americans in this country.
Okay, do you have any messages that you would like to put out to your community?
To my community, elders, seniors, youth, we have to really stand together, support one another. The elders have wisdom, the youth need to listen, but the youth have the energy and the fortitude to go forth, to put forth some of those ideas better than the older people. So we gotta come together and listen to one another, but stay in that common goal.
And you?
I agree with the same thing he said. I just feel like everybody needs to handle stuff in a peaceful manner and just have a good time and support everybody. It's not just about black people, it's about people in general. So just come out here and stand whatever you have to stand for.
Yeah, I definitely think this event is very significant. The fact that this is the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, what happened 20 years ago. These events and situations, circumstances are still happening today. So we really just need to come together as a people and take a stand and just make some change.
Okay, what are you doing or do you plan to do for the black community?
Me personally, I just plan to get more involved in community-based stuff and try to do what I can do and listen to the youth and implement what they're saying and try to get it across to the older people that just sometimes shut down to the youth because they think they don't know nothing or they just wild and rambunctious. But
show them that respect.
Show them the same respect that we would like as elder people.
Well, me personally, I'm participating in a lot of community service outreach programs. Any chance I get, I'm always helping people. That's one of my goals in life is just to help and serve people. So I'm always out here trying to do something. That's why I'm out here right now.
Yeah, it's more of a community service thing for me. I am a member of NCNW, the National Council of Negro Women, and that's all about sisterhood and community and building African American women up. And just me personally, I am very into, making change and just being a part of something that's greater than just me and you, that has a greater impact on my society and people.
Okay, cool. So black fathers with their daughters. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Take it easy. Try. Folks, we're joined today with
Dr. Justine Love.
Justine Love?
Dr. Justine Love.
Dr. Justine Love.
Absolutely.
Okay, what brings you here today?
Well, I have been here. This is my home, and I've been doing the moderation for the Women for Justice with the nation. So coming together with the women so that, again, we always support our brothers, but even more so that this time we were told that they wanted us at the table, and this time, this particular march is about justice or else and being inclusive of families, all groups, so that's one reason I'm going to be here. And I have been on these steps for many historic things. Both times when President Barack Obama was inaugurated, I was here in '63 when we had the March on Washington. I was here in '73. I was here in '83, which I brought my daughter. At that time, she was 1 year old. So again, I am standing on hollow ground, and I am very happy to see so many young people here. If they don't get the lesson, they'll never get it. And here's an opportunity to embrace it, because just like yourself, you were a glimmer or a thought when the first march happened, and even if you if you weren't a glimmer, you weren't a grown man. You were a man in training. So, to have you here is just very important, and I'm very happy to see that.
Thanks. What do you feel about the or else? What does or else mean to you?
Oh, that we are inclusive, that I'm going to get that other. For women, when we work, we only get 77 cents on a dollar. I want to change because I work just as hard. I am just as educated as my male counterparts. And it is not about male bashing. It is about equal pay for equal work. And I'm here for that. And then I'm here, the whole issue about immigration. Everyone came to this country, some on their own free will, and a lot of them did not come on their free will. But the folks that came over, the Pilgrims, the one that landed at Plymouth Rock, they were the scum. Okay, and they were the scum because either they were indentured servants or they were chattel slaves. So they came to be workforce, and a lot of people don't even realize that. So that's one of the reasons. And just to see that we understand that all lives matter. And I can't stand seeing another African American young man, boy, or woman, senior, lose their life over something that is absolutely ridiculous. So that's just a few of the reasons I'm here.
Okay. So moving forward, what do you plan on doing for your community?
Well, I am the director of Serve DC, which is the national office in the District of Columbia on community service and volunteerism. So it's not what I'm going to do, it's what I always do. I am about service. And actually, more of us need to do service. And that could be just taking care of your senior citizen that's in your neighborhood. And if we could get more folks to look out for our seniors, because they're our elders, and they are the gatekeepers to all information and all knowledge. And if you just take the time to sit with them, then you can appreciate what wisdom they have, and then you can build on that. So it's always all about service. Not what I'm going to do, it is what I am doing.
So as far as, do you have any social media or website that you promote?
Oh, sure. I'm social media savvy. I'm on Periscope. I'm on Facebook, on Periscope and Twitter. It's Just Ask Justine. And on Facebook, it's Justine Love.
Okay, so that's Just Ask Justine?
Exactly. Justine. Love, Love.
Any messages you want to put out there?
The charge is placed upon all of my young folks that, I was told a long time ago in the Native American community is they train folks to be and prepare for the next 13 generations. So you got some generations to build on, to teach, to empower, and make sure that our children read and write and use correct English when they do that, because they always look at what happens and say that we're not educated enough or we don't have a command of the English language when we truly do.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. Take it easy. So what's your name, player?
I'm Curtis Baldwin, Memphis Academy of Health Sciences.
All right, what's your name?
Quincy McLeod.
What's your name?
Quinn White.
What's your name?
Keon Billingsley.
What's your name?
Xavier Batts.
Antonio King.
Where y'all from?
Memphis.
Where?
Memphis.
Memphis? Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what brings y'all here today?
Million Man March, history, 20th anniversary.
Okay, what else means to y'all?
What was that now?
Or else, what does that mean to y'all?
It means, honestly, that we're sort of tired of talking. We want the mic, we want the rights, we got demands. Sick of talking about it. That's what we're here for. Action.
What about you? What else mean?
To me, I think it means different type of things involving marches, black people fighting for freedom and other things.
What you think what else mean? What else mean to you?
I think it means fighting for our equality between blacks, whites, and other racial
Okay. Anybody else? What about you, bro?
I believe that we're here for demanding our rights for not only just black people but people of color and obtaining our future as youth.
What about you, man?
I think it means like finding another solution. Use this one or something.
Okay. So y'all got any messages y'all want to send out to your community? You want to shout out your best friend? What's up?
All
lives matter. Say that again.
All lives matter. Anthony, that's my name.
Shout out to Quincy Gerard.
Stay strong, I guess. I don't know.
Shout out to my mama and my baby sister Layla.
I want to say hi to my mama, and I want to have a great time here, and I want to say I'm going to have an awesome experience here.
I want to give a shout out to my mama, even though she probably writing, and a shout out to Demarion Chapman and Emmanuel Wally.
Get a shout out to the seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, Middle Academy of Sciences track team, and Omega Psi Phi Killer Chi Psi chapter.
I want to give a shout out to my mama Bridget Batts and my whole family, and I want to give a shout out to my friend Tyler.
I want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad.
Thank you. Well, there you have it, folks. The or else. Not as sinister and violent as most people thought. The or else boils down to following your true potential and taking the greatness that lies within all of us to make the world a better place.
And then the seed swells and bursts, sending a root down. And then a shoot comes up. And then what was within manifests itself. And it is then a glory of God, its creator.
Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Gotta get paid. Gotta get. Ain't much for free nowadays. Gotta get paid. Making moves, folks.